What if I told you that motivation, the thing you've been chasing your whole life, is nothing more than a clever illusion? A shiny lie dressed in inspirational quotes and morning routines. A drug we keep injecting into our veins, hoping one more dose will finally change everything. But it never does it? You get that short burst, that temporary high, and then nothing. You crash. You scroll. You tell yourself you'll start again tomorrow. And that's the secret nobody wants to say out loud. Motivation was never meant to save you. It was designed to control you. You've been trained to believe that if you're not inspired, you're broken. That if you can't wake up at 5 a.m. and run a marathon before breakfast, you lack discipline. But what if the truth is darker? What if you were never supposed to feel motivated all the time? See, here's the part they don't print on the posters. Your brain doesn't care about success. It cares about survival. And to your brain, anything new, difficult, or uncertain feels like danger. So it shuts you down. It whispers, "Not today." And you listen because you think motivation is supposed to feel good. But motivation was never supposed to feel good. It's supposed to lie to you. Think about it. The entire self-help world thrives on your temporary hope. Every "you got this" video, every "just believe" mantra, they're selling you energy without direction. Like caffeine for your soul. It wakes you up, but it doesn't feed you. Because if motivation truly worked, you'd be done by now. You'd have the body, the business, the peace. But you don't. You keep coming back for another fix. And they know it. That's why the system doesn't want you disciplined. It wants you dependent. Hooked on inspiration. Scrolling through endless success stories while your own life collects dust. You see a quote that says, "You can do anything if you just believe." But you can't. And deep down, you know it. Not because you're weak, but because belief without understanding is blindness. You can believe a plane will fly, but if you never learn to pilot it, you'll still crash. That's the part they skip. The truth is, belief isn't power. Consistency is. But consistency is boring, and boring doesn't sell. So instead, they give you dopamine disguised as direction. Motivation disguised as meaning. Hope that expires by next Tuesday. And you? You keep thinking it's your fault. You blame yourself for being lazy, distracted, uncommitted. But maybe you're not lazy at all. Maybe you're just tired of chasing carrots tied to invisible strings. You've been told to find your passion. But maybe passion isn't found. Maybe it's built painfully, one dull repetition at a time. No fireworks, no cinematic sunrise. Just quiet, uncomfortable work while everyone else looks for shortcuts. Motivation says, follow your feelings. Discipline says, do it anyway. And the cruel truth is, feelings lie. They will abandon you the second things get hard. Motivation vanishes when pain appears. But discipline, that's forged in it. Here's something you were never supposed to notice. Most of the people preaching motivation are selling the one thing they can't sustain themselves. They live off your attention, your hope, your clicks. Their success depends on you never truly fixing yourself. If you ever stopped needing motivation, they'd lose business. So they keep you chasing a ghost. They make laziness look like a moral failure, when really it's just your brain conserving energy. They make struggle look like shame, when it's actually growth in disguise. They make rest feel like weakness, when it's actually fuel. You were never meant to wake up every day on fire with purpose. You were meant to wake up confused, scared, uncertain, and move anyway. That's what real strength looks like. Not the highlight reels. Not the quotes. Not the hustle culture aesthetics. The truth is, motivation isn't your savior. It's your distraction. A sugar rush for your soul that keeps you from tasting the bitterness of reality. Because real growth isn't glamorous. It's lonely. It's quiet. It's invisible. No applause. No likes. Just you and the version of yourself you refuse to be anymore. You've been told you can do anything, but you can't. You can only do what you're willing to suffer for. What you're willing to fail at, over and over, without applause, without motivation. So maybe the goal isn't to stay motivated. Maybe the goal is to stop needing motivation at all. To stop worshiping it like some emotional currency. To build systems that move even when you don't want to. To turn what used to be a choice into a habit. Because here's the irony. Once you stop relying on motivation, you finally become unstoppable. Not because you feel inspired, but because you've learned to act in the dark. Motivation makes you feel alive for a moment. Discipline makes you live differently forever. And that's the part the motivational speakers will never tell you. Because once you learn it, you won't need them anymore. You'll stop buying the lie. You'll stop scrolling for meaning. You'll realize that the life you want isn't built from inspiration. It's built from repetition. From doing the small things even when nobody's watching. And that's the twist. You've been waiting for the feeling to come before you act. But the feeling only comes after you act. That's the cruel joke of motivation. It arrives too late. So the next time you hear someone say, "You just need to find your why," smile a little. Because you'll know the truth. Your why isn't found in speeches or journals. It's hidden in the boring, brutal consistency of showing up. Every day, you don't feel like it. Every night, you think you failed. Every quiet victory nobody sees. That's where it lives. That's where you live. So maybe motivation isn't a lie after all. Maybe it's a test. A mask that hides the real question. Will you still move when it's gone? Because anyone can act when they're inspired. But only the rare ones, the dangerous ones, move when they're not.